in Jesus' name. Is it there? All heavenly praise in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. There is a Hallelujah. I greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm so happy also to be here, but it's a different Friday and it's a different time to preach, and I think also what I will be sharing with you is something which is a little bit different, but it's relevant to where we are. For we know that whatever we have to do as children of God, we have to put God first. And Adam, after he was created, he was given a task to look after the garden. All right? But the way he was looking after the garden, it was not like there was no sweat there. There was no hard work. But what then happened after Adam fell? God, he lost something which was godly. But still now, he had to work. Now he had to sweat. His punishment, which was given to him, was not on his flesh, but was on his surroundings. But in that which was said by God, whatever you have to eat now, you are going to sweat for it. It means now you have to work. This is why when we gather here at this place, it's a place of work. A man has to sweat for him to eat. So, but that place where he's sweating at, if he puts God first, then his sweat is going to bring forth righteous fruits. So it is a good thing, my brother, that you have moved to this place. No matter what have happened in the past, sometimes, as the eagle stirred the nest, as believers, whatever happens in our life, as long as we remember God, we might have done something wrong, we might have done a mistake, but the moment you remember God, there is always something good out of that. Because when God comes, anything which is negative becomes positive. When God comes, anything which is in darkness becomes light. So the events which might have led you to come to this place, we're not going to look at them. We don't know whether it was right, it was wrong, it was you were being tested, or it's the normal life of a person. It's ups and down, up and down. So sometimes when you see your life down, don't worry. That is the normal life. One thing which you are supposed to look at is, where am I standing with God? Where is my spirit with God? Where is my life with God? We might not have money, you might not have health, you might not have a good surrounding, your family and everything. But where are you standing with God? Sometimes even business, sometimes they've got money, next they don't have. We see it all over. There is no business which you can say is not struggling. Some of the big businesses now which we know are retrenching, which we know they make billions. They're saying they've made 300 billion last financial year, but they are restructuring, they are retrenching. What is that? It's always like that. So as we are here at this place, brother, it's always good to start with God. Amen. So that we put God first and God ahead. Amen. So when my brother called me, I was also busy doing some things of my other projects. As I'm also not working, I'm just doing my own other things, my own consulting. But even during this time, right, I've seen say, no. If I am a believer, like what my brother you said, that you shall be a God unto unbelievers. Even during that time, you are not supposed to be afraid. You are not supposed to worry. No matter. So when he called me, when we were talking, and honestly, today I was thinking about him. To say, no, I need to phone my precious brother. But I said, maybe he's busy. I'll call him later on. And then he so happened to call me to say, we spoke, and then he said, I have to come and share the word. And the time he told me I have to share the word, I wanted to take a rest because I was busy. I tried to sleep. I said, let me wake up. I looked for some other verses. And then I said, what is appropriate is to share verses which has to do with the business. In the message, there's nothing wrong with doing business, with being a businessman. Sometimes some other people say, no, businessmen are like this. That is not the message. Brother Branham, the people he was with were the businessmen. If you look at the people who supported him, who gave him a platform, a bigger platform, were the businessmen again. And he preached investments. He was talking about how to invest. And some of the things he will be telling, I'm also a businessman, because he was giving certain examples. And so we just have to know and see how we can go with our life. So I'll be focusing more and talking more about business, how we have to run our business as believers, and what we have to do. Your starting point of saying, before you can even start, let us have a service at this place. That is the greatest starting point. Because the first activity which has happened here, it's about God. So I thank you also for coming. Let's remember this place. Let's remember whatever will be happening here. And the verse which I'm going to read, it's a couple of verses, so that at least we can run with the thought of how we have to conduct our business. Some of the things also I'll be preaching to myself, because I've seen that when I was reading the Bible with those verses, I was also learning some other things. And it's not directed to any particular person or to you, my brother, with whatever I say, but we are just sharing even to myself also. So we may read Deuteronomy 8, verse 18. It starts here by saying, but thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. So here it's in Deuteronomy, it's saying, it is God who giveth power to get wealth. We might work, we might do whatever we have to do, but if what we are getting is not getting to be wealth, what is wealth? Is when the money which you get at the end of the month, or at the end of the week, or at the end of the day. If it's at the end of the day, that money should not be finished in that same day. If it's at a week, that money is not supposed to be finished within that 1 week. If it's a month, that money is not supposed to be finished within that 1 month. If it's wealth, it means it's something which covers you for a longer period, which has got blessings. I will show you why. Because the thing is, as a believer, we'll see some other verses here. As a believer, whatever we have to do, it has to be abundant for us. It has to give us rest. It has to be something whereby we know that God is with us. You will see some of the verses here where God is telling us about our work, what we have to do. So you have to see that sometimes it's not, I've just spoken about those ones who made 300 billion, right? And they are retrenching. We cannot say they are wealthy. There's someone who only made 1 million, and that person is hiring more people because he's with God. I've seen brothers who are employing a lot of people. I looked at it, I was reflecting at it to say, there is something with a believer. When a believer runs a business as a believer, no matter what they go to say, that brother, okay, the business is flourishing. The business is doing this. It might not be as much money as you see unbelievers making. But with a brother, you see that there's a certain level of rest. That rest is the wealth. Whatever you get, it becomes wealth. Whatever you get, even if it's small, if God blesses it and makes it wealth, it becomes enough. You don't have problems, you don't have worry behind it. So if we go again, so he's saying, remember, it's God who gives us power to get wealth. And for those in business, they separate riches and wealth. They say riches is below wealth, because wealth is something that you can leave for your great-grandchildren. Wealth is something which changes people's life. Riches are just you just enjoying something excess. But when it's wealth, it means it's something which is much greater. And sometimes our wealth is not even money. It's having health. Sometimes our wealth is having a family. Some people do not even have a family to cry to. Some people do not even have children whereby they can share with. Though they really want children, but they can't have children. Some people don't have that supporting structure. It's part of the wealth. So we are not limiting a believer's wealth only to money or to material things. But it is something whereby it creates an environment whereby the person is blessed. So this is the wealth which we are talking about. But we know these days that sometimes whatever we have to do where we plant, there have to be abundance from there. That is also part of the wealth. And then it's part of the covenant. Here the Bible is saying it's a covenant which God had made with our fathers. And then we'll see these things were being told to the believers, which is the Israelites. This message was not being said to people who were outside. Like how my brother, he said the big statement that I will make you a God unto what? Unbelievers. It resonated with something which I was reading again and say, no, I will make this as an example. So again, if we go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, it starts and says, it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So, if you listen to God, God is going to make you above all nations. This is now resonating to what you have said, my brother. Yes. So, you are going to be above all the nations, all the other people, you are going to be above them if you listen to the commandments of God. And all these blessings shall come on thee, right? They shall come to you and overtake you. The blessings are going to overtake you. Don't look to say, today I don't have blessings. No, the blessings are going to come to you and they shall overtake you. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So it's just listening to the voice of God. So with whatever you will be doing, whether it's at work, it's at school, if you listen to God, then something is going to happen. Even we have got these kids who are still at school. You might not be good in mathematics, in science, in all this, and you want to do easy things. No. Those easy things are going to make you a normal person. If you want to be an extraordinary person, you don't do easy things, because our God is not a God of easy things. It's a God of hard things. Because that is the way of believers. He makes a way through the sea. It was easier for them to go right round the sea. But he made a way through that. Why? Because he wants to show you that he is with you. So he's not going to show you he is with you in small things. He's not going to show you he is with you in simple things, in soft things. No. Then, blessed shall thou be in the city. Blessed shall thou be in the field. So whether you are in the city or you are in the field, you are blessed. Wherever you are, it's not about to say, maybe things are wrong. Now I find myself in the fields. I find myself in a place which is not normal to me. No, you will be blessed. Even in the city, you still will be blessed. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground. So your body's fruits are going to be blessed. The fruit of thy ground, whatever you are doing, is going to be blessed. The fruit of thy cattle is going to be blessed. The increase of thy kind, even when you increase, when you get money, when you get revenue, sales, when you get a salary, God is going to bless it. That is the same person who's getting 100 rand, who does not have God, who be having headache. But you with your 100 rand with God, you are not going to have headache. It's going to be enough. I'm telling you what I experienced in my life. That man, you just see, hey, this man is not finishing. And you have got everything. That's how God blesses our man. That's how God blessed our fridges. Did he not say to that widow woman, it's not going to get finished? How did it not going to get finished? Is it not going to be? Is it only that time? For us again, is a God of today. Even your man is not going to be finished. Even your fridge is not going to be empty. Your tank, your fuel is not going to be empty. That is the God whom we serve. Right. Blessed shall be the and the flocks of thy sheep. It's going to be blessed. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. You hear it. Your basket, where you put your things, where you store your things, it's going to be blessed. Your pantry is going to be blessed. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in. When you are coming in of this place, my brother, you are going to be blessed. And blessed shall thou be when you go out. At the end of the day, when you are going out, you are blessed again. When you are coming in, you are blessed. When you are going out, you are going to be blessed. So wherever you go, you are going to be blessed. Wherever you are coming from, it's going to be blessed. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. My brother, does not mean that enemies are not going to come. As you have said that this place is a very nice place for business, but you also said it's exposed to the enemies. But those enemies, they are going to come one way and they are going to flee in 1,000 ways, because God will be protecting that place. You know how God protects His. Let me give you this is the first time when I'm preaching, when I'm giving this testimony. You know, at my house, in the garage, I put a lot of things in the garages. And it so happened that I put dog food in there again. So when I put dog food, I don't know where the rats came from. So, I only realized later that these rats are coming for the dog food that we store. We tried to put it above, so there were rats, a lot of rats, and they ate everything and destroyed everything which they could eat in the garage for about 3 months, because I was not aware. I only got away when I opened because I wasn't using it, and then it's smelling and you are seeing them running around. But when we were cleaning there, the spoken words were never touched, not even one. All the other books and all the other things, the rats ate. The spoken words, they are still, you can see in their books how they are, not even touched. And I said, if God can protect the spoken word, it's not about the spoken word. What about the readers of those spoken words? How blessed are they? How blessed are they? Everything was eaten. You know, that place, I had to hire people to clean that place. They cleaned for about 3-4 days. Because the place, but the spoken words, nothing. The boxes are still as they are. Full boxes not touched. This is the God whom we serve as believers. It says here, the Lord shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouse, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So listen here. He's going to bless your storehouses. He's going to bless wherever you put your hands on. Your work, brother, here, it's going to be blessed. It's going to be blessed, your work. And the land, this land, it's going to be blessed because of you. And it's Him who have given you. That's why you are saying the first thing to be done here, the first meeting, the first convergence of people coming here. you have done it right, my brother. You have done it right. Are we together? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 11, verse 4 and 6. Ecclesiastes 11, and then verse 4 and 6. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. My brother, in you really taking this step to continue to come to this place, it means you did not look at the economic conditions. And even all of us, whatever we want to do, don't say the economy. No. They are saying a person who looks at the wind is not going to what? To sow. Which means you continually postpone. No, I'll do it this year. No, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. No. Don't look at that. You as a believer, you are supposed to sow. So no matter how the economy is like, my brother, just sow. Just start. Don't even look. Maybe it's the place. Maybe this and that. No. Same thing to everyone. Whatever you want to do, don't look and be general when everyone is saying, no, life is hard. As a believer, life is not hard. The economy is not hard. In that hard economy, it's hard for them, not hard for us, the children of God. Because if you look at those things, you shall not reap. You are not going to get anything if you are just looking, there are no jobs. No. Or there is nothing and you want to do something. No, there are no customers. Just do. You will see that you will reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child. Even so, thou knowest not the works of God who maketh all. He's saying, you don't know how the bones grow inside of a child in a womb. So you don't even know how God is going to work for you. So don't worry. Don't worry. Does a pregnant mother start to worry? Maybe the bones are not growing. This is it. So you should not worry, yes. And then, in the morning, sow thy seed. You have to do something in the morning. And in the evening, withhold not thy hand. And you have to do that which has to be done in the evening. For thou knowest not whether thou shalt prosper, either this or that. Because you don't know what is going to make you prosper. Is it this or is it that? Yourself, you just have to do your own part. Or whether they both shall be alike good. Or everything that you do is going to be what? Prosperous. It's talking about prosperity here. You don't know which one is going to prosper. Right. And then let's go to Psalms 127, verse 1 and 2. Psalms 127, verse 1 and 2. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman walketh but in vain. Are you hearing? Except the Lord build the house, that house would not stand, it will be in vain. Except your business, you build it upon God, upon the word of God. You are starting your business in vain. And except the watchman is with God, him watching does not help anyone. It will be in vain. So you need to build with God. You need to watch with God. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows. For so he giveth his beloved sleep. So it will be vain for you to wake up early in the morning and to sit up late at night and you eat the bread of sorrow. So when you are eating in sorrow. You are not eating in happiness. Why? Because you did not put God first. For so he giveth his beloved sleep. But those whom are called his beloved, they are sleeping while things are happening. They are sleeping while their crops are growing, which means they have got rest. It's not about me working, I have to work extra hours, I have to overwork. No, that's not it. If you have got God, you work the right times that you have to work. It's not about now working until 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the whole night, and then you see nothing comes out. Why? Because you do not have God. But with God, you can say today, I want to work between 8 and 10, and then I'm finished because I need to do 1, 2, 3. As long as you have got God, those 2 hours will be blessed more than a person who's working 24 hours. And even when you have to say you are doing something, even the work of God, it will still be blessed. For us, when we were growing up, my grandfather was a person who so much believed in God. They were during their time of, I think it was maybe they were born, I think around the 1920s, 1930s. But in 1950s, they had already started a church in the rural areas. And they were chased from there to leave the village because the family did not believe. And then they started believing whatever we believe is the message, without them having the message books. When I started to look at their life, it was everything which they were believing. I looked at how, then that's when I heard that other testimony to say, brother, when the Spirit of God comes, it can anoint. They left Methodist Church to just start a church, and they were believing in divine healing. So what my grandfather would do, if ever sometimes there are people who needed to be prayed for, he did not, even if it's time for him to work his fields, he would not stop visiting that person. So he will leave everything, leave his fields, and go to that person, whether it's 50 kilometers or how many. He would go with his bicycle to go and pray for them. And at our village there, at his homestead, he was staying alone around, it's a mountainous place. They ended up even having to build places whereby sick people, wherever they were sick, if the hospitals could not attend them, those people were brought to my grandfather's place. And then they will be staying there, he will be praying for them. And my grandfather did not believe in going to the hospital. When he went to the hospital, that's when he was dying. He was already old age. My grandmother will tell you he has never been in hospital until 80-something years, because they believed that a person would be healed by prayer. But when it came time for them to do the things of God, they will leave their fields and go wherever. And not even one season did they not reap more than. God protected their fields. They always had extra and plenty of food. And we were talking about this, hey, our grandfather. So it's a lesson which I learned as well. To say no, even when someone is sleeping, as long as you have got God, then God is going to look after your business. God is going to look after your work, whatever you are doing. God is going to protect that. So those are the things that we have to know, that the things of God, when you have got God, you don't overwork. When you are overworking, ask yourself, why am I overworking? Is it necessary my overworking? Because God provides for his beloved whilst they are sleeping. So you just sow and relax. You just have to do your own part. Right? And then Proverbs 10 verse 4. So Proverbs 10 verse 4 is saying, he becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. So now again, remember, though we are saying a believer should not overwork, but also a believer should not be lazy. It's saying here, he becometh poor. You start to suffer because of being lazy. I've taught myself to say, the first thing when I wake up, I used just to wake up and say, no, I'm late, and then leave my whole bedroom in a mess. Before I leave my whole bedroom, I make sure my bed is done, Everything is sorted out. My clothes, which I need to arrange, they are arranged. My pajamas are arranged. I don't just leave them. I've seen that is the beginning of a good day and prosperous day. Order. God is a God of order. If there was no order, one day we're going to hear that the moon and the sun, they clashed. It hasn't. God is a God of order. And it becomes laziness. The moment you start to be lazy, okay, the moment I start to be lazy and leave my bed undone, then it means I'm going to be lazy on one thing and another thing and postpone. That is where poverty comes. Even at school, when you have to study, this children, no, I'll study at 3, I'll study at 4, and they know I need to watch this, I've got this phone. That is the beginning of failure. At school, you don't fail the day you write your test and exam. You fail the day you decided not to open your book and study. That is the time whereby you start to fail. That one is just the result. It's a test. Have you been studying? Then the test say you haven't been studying. Same thing with this work. If you have to work, you have to work. At least if you do like we have been told here, just to do those things, you don't know which one is going to be prosperous. You just do. For me, I know sometimes I just walk around, I give my samples of the juices, the orders come. How they are going to perform on the shelf, sometimes I'll just hear a phone call, no, we need more orders. But when I'm lazy, nothing, no call comes. When I have to market, when I have to go for my consulting, I've seen just to go there and do 1 or 2 things. Those 1 or 2 things, you don't know what God is going to do, because before you go there, you have prayed to God. The words and the people that you meet, you just gain favor. You just gain favor. So this is what God is telling us. Right. So, and then he said, but the diligent, he maketh rich. But at the end of the diligent, make it rich. What is to be diligent? To be careful of what you do. As brothers, with our business, with our work, with our projects, and even our sisters, you have to have diligent hands. Which means, if I'm doing my work, it has to be done clean, of good quality. Whatever you do is of good. It has to be of good quality. It starts even when you are preparing your food. You should say every time you should make the best food, the best egg. Your house should be the best, very clean. How is it best? It's clean. We've got those who have got children. The nappies are put in the morning and then postponed until the following day. You end up not even smelling that the nappies are smelling. Those things happen. We get to houses like that. Why? That is the beginning of poverty. You have never seen get into a person who is rich, who is being blessed, and hear a smell. I'm saying it, hear a smell. I don't know what they're laughing at my English or yeah. No, I'm just talking about some things that we have to do for ourselves. Sometimes we bring these things. The word is saying diligent. If you look, those who do careful. When we have to do our work for our customers, our customers going to refer more customers to say, go to Brother Luke's services, go to Brother Luke, buy Brother Luke's products. They are of quality. It's our work, because that's how a business grows. Here is saying diligent, the end of the diligent. You go to other places, we know, hey, if we visit that other house, hey, they cook nice. We even want to eat there. Some other houses, before you come, you are already saying, no, I'm full. Before you even, because you have got experience that food, you are not even sure whether your stomach is going to last until you get home. Even the environment. So this is the same thing even with our businesses. Our place of business has to be something which is right. I remember today I went to one of these other top class schools with about 4 or 5 swimming pools. So you know that it's a school of, and my products, they really wanted them, that they were saying, no, we're going to refer you to this. Why? The first time I did my products, we checked, I told the ladies that no, I do not market this type of products. I didn't take it until we make the product which was nice. That even myself, when I go to such places, I was so much happy. The moment I showed them, because they wanted them, I delayed 2 weeks. Because the first I rejected. Why? The end of the diligent, I have to be diligent myself. And those people placed the order, they are even referring me. The people I didn't even know. I only saw them once introduced. I phoned them to say, no, I was told for this. And they want to give them for those people have got big, their customer, their people who come there. You can see it's people with money, international. The other time we were seeing other people coming from Singapore, Hong Kong, we're coming there at that school. It's there in Waterfall there, in Waterfall City. That's where, but myself, I do not afford to be there. But my products were there, and they actually took them and said, no, we're going to share them with where. Why? The end of the diligent, because the Bible, as a believer, whatever you do, it has to be of quality. That's why even when we're doing things for church, myself, when I'm buying even instruments, I buy things of quality. Why? That is how God works. So the end of the diligent here isn't the way that I'm not talking about business books here. A diligent hand makes rich. So my brothers, I know also you're in business. Whatever work we have to do, our service, it has to be of quality. It has to be something that a person would refer. Do you know there is no amount of advertising which beats a word of mouth? There will be a big poster here. Very nice poster, which costs about 50,000 is there. And then you want to buy that product. If I come and say, this product is rubbish, do you know you won't buy it? Why? Whatever a person says. I had my other business which I was doing, I never advertised. When I advertised, I never got a single customer. But the people who I was getting were referrals until my phone was full of customers. Why? No, we have heard. Why? That is a diligent, because the work that you do. So in 22, it's saying, the blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he added no sorrow with it. So when God is blessing you, there is no sorrow. Once you start to see there is sorrow in something which you are doing, not to say there is no hardship. No, hardship is there because we have to sweat. But your sweat is not supposed to cause sorrow. That you lose, you stop finding time to go to church. That you can't find time to be on your knees and pray. That you can't find time to attend to your children. No, it's not supposed to be in sorrow. It's not supposed to be on sorrow. This is what he's saying here. He added no sorrow with it. His blessings and riches, he added no sorrow. He adds no sorrow to it. I'm about to finish. 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 11. 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 11. It says here, and that you study to be quiet and to do your own business and to work with your own hands as we have commanded you. So here, sometimes it's not good to be like talking too much and not minding your own business. Sometimes we focus too much. Have you seen this? I think there's that one that you have to mind your own business. I think this is what he's saying. You have to what? To do your own business. So sometimes we waste time talking and not doing anything. So if we have to do our business, we have to do our business. And those who are not doing their business, who are working, you have to work with your own hands again, as we have been commanded. So here, the scripture is telling us we should not be lazy and we should focus on what we have to do. And Colossians 3, verse 23, again, I'm left with one after Colossians. Colossians 3, verse 23 to 25. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. So whatever we have to do in our businesses, in what we have to do, let's do it with wholehearted, with the whole heart, as doing it to Lord. We need to do it as if it's Jesus Christ I'm saving, it's Jesus Christ I'm selling this product to. If it's Jesus Christ I'm doing this work for. The same way you want to do it to Jesus Christ is the same way you do it to the man, to the customer that you are helping. Knowing that of the Lord you shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Jesus Christ. So when you are doing that, we need to know we are doing it to the Lord. And then the last one is Leviticus 19. 19:35. You shall do no unrighteous in judgment, in metiyat, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall you have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. So whatever you have to do for your customers, you have to do it with the righteousness. I should not tell my customers, no, this thing has got this, it does this to you, whereas I'm lying. To say my products, they do this, whereas I'm lying. No, my cameras, this one is 8 megapixels, 4 megapixels, when it doesn't have that. Because the person cannot prove, but God knows. God knows that you are lying to this person, a person is buying a product which is not right. So here is saying, you shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in metiyat, in weight, in measure. To say, no, I'm giving you 5 kgs and you put 4 kgs. I'm giving you 1 liter and you put 800 mils. This is what they are taking. So if you have to give someone 1 kg, give the person 1 kg because you are a believer. That person might not see it, but God is seeing it. And whatever benefits that you think you get from there is not going to amount to anything if God is not in it. So these are the things which I just wanted to share, to say we are at this place, the place of business. These are the things as we start, my brother. These are the things that I just shared with you. And I believe that's the way our believers, we have to do our businesses. And whatever we have to go through, it doesn't mean hardships are not going to come. But Brother Branham said, a quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Whatever you have to go through, my brother, never quit. Whatever we have to do, brothers and sisters, we should not quit. Because a quitter will never win, and a winner will never quit. And there's another saying again, it says, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. You might think, me, I'm just a small person. I'm just this. No, it's not like that. Yourself is the fight inside of you. I think my brother knows. There's a product I designed. I think you know it, my brother, that product. It changed the industry. The whole industry in South Africa, it changed. It's one of the top products. I designed it simply, and when I wanted to do the thing, I come to my brother, we designed. Yes. And the people I designed with did not even appreciate where I was working at. They were even accusing me I stole it from somewhere, whereas I designed it. That's how good the product is. Why? So it's not about the size of the dog. If an individual like me, in my own workplace at the house, I can design something which can change the industry. As an individual, it changes the industry. That is the highest selling product. As an individual, companies with all these monies, they could not come with a solution like that. So us, we are believers, but you know what? Because we are believers, it has to come that way because we are blessed. Whatever we have to do, it's blessed. Whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's in the business, whatever we have to do. And it's not about the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in the dog. You might be going through whatever you are going through. It's the size of your faith inside of you. May God richly bless you. Amen. We can.